tournament run now? Oh, it's a great idea, and I definitely want to do it at some point. But I think today's session we're gonna finish off in the normal series for now. Sorry if anyone would prefer to see some tournament runs. Don't you worry, we're gonna be trying to find some time for those. But our Sunday streams, no, I do want to keep the momentum going here. So I think I'll stick with these runs for now. But I guess for the tournament even, what would people recommend for our potential runs to start there? Is that I just remembered to update to point 30? Right, I definitely should do that. I should try and do that right after stream today, just so I don't forget. Otherwise, next week or whenever I log in, I'll be completely none the wiser. Usually things go over my head. But oh, a tournament is on. Right, Brain? I had no idea. Apparently it started just a couple days ago. But an Octo Monk? Let's do it. Octopode Monk. And let's hope we get a god that works with us, I guess. I'm tempted to go unarmed right off the bat, since that's likely the approach I'll try to take at some point here. And one last Palantonga run. Ooh, interesting. You know, we'll start Octopode. I'm guessing it's gonna go by pretty quickly. The only issue with the Palantonga run is that will require us not to update for next week if it goes well, because I doubt we'll finish a run in this time, but maybe, just maybe, we'll have to take that approach. We'll see how it goes with our octopus friend here. Check out the banners and see which banners you want. That's something, yeah, that I haven't explored enough in the past. I've played fairly straightforward, maybe trying to like play with different gods than my teammates were and things like that. But especially I haven't done any of the niche kind of extra challenge banners. Specifically your like, what is it, Lord of Darkness or whatever. Never tried to Orb Run Tomb. So maybe that's something we could explore. Again, we'll see how tournament play works out for us here. But what do we call our Octopode Monk? I mean, I feel like I've already used the name Squidward, right? I've got to have. In the Octopode series, definitely played a few Octopodes. A few Octopode runs. Octodad. Probably also used because that is one of my favorite multiplayer games to play, especially with my partner. It's so much fun. Just the sheer chaos, and I love the whimsical humor in that game. For anyone who hasn't tried an Octodad, I would highly recommend it. But let's do it. We'll come in with the Octodaddy themselves here. Start just immediately going into unarmed combat. It's not the best approach to take for an Octopode. Very likely that we'll run into trouble early days here. But we'll try to take advantage of our constriction and hopefully get a bit lucky while we're at it. An early Ring of Protection goes a huge way in regards to keeping us in one piece, so we'll have to see how it goes. 60 Squidward. I don't know, is there any other kind? I know it's just the look from the one episode, but controversial opinion. Normal Squidward. Already sexy Squidward. Potion of Haste. Interesting. Does Ambrosia out-heal a Jackal? 3 damage? I think it does. So we'll just chug one of those bad boys. That brings us up to full health. And then in our speed here, we can just start murdering all these sons of guns. And beautiful. Made it out of a nasty situation there. That's what happens when we go through such a solid run for the start of our day here, is I'm still just tab fighting into everything without a care in the world. That's not how this Octopode is gonna go down, if I had to guess. But okie dokie. Time for Faded Altar, and let's hope for the good ones here. I guess, what am I wishing for? Any of the caster gods would be pretty alright with me. There's gotta be something that would synergize well. I guess like Wujian would be interesting. If I go Oka, we're in for a wild run. True, wait, there's also a Draconian Worm? Oh, it's a different player tile. You can get Monster Kraken Tentacle Segment in. That's very interesting. I haven't really fooled around with custom tiles at all. I see them all the time, especially on Wizard's stream. I know, especially as he does some of the cosplay challenges, or as they do some of the cosplay challenges, I've seen them with some fun tiles. But okay, let's worship. We get the shining one. Okay. I mean, extra starting PD with the shining one is pretty good, especially since we're unlikely to get any good sources in the early game here. But that is very, very interesting. Let's take our jackal friend upstairs real quick. How are we doing? We're at least attacking at 0.9 now, so it's starting to get a bit faster. And where do we get our points? If we're going unarmed the entire time, I think we want strength. Dex, if we wanted to go a bit evasive while we're at it, maybe a bit stealthy. Or we have to dump into an intelligent build. I mean, intelligence is probably the right way to go. Keeping an Octopode alive without transmutations is a bit of a nightmare. That strength is tempting, but I think we're going to have to go with it. Let's try to get a win. Shine 1 is pretty strong in general here. Hey, Seer Sky, good luck with the dungeon crawling. Thank you so much. I hope it goes well. I hope you're doing well in general, and welcome. But hopefully we can keep our lovely Octodad alive. That's the plan, and that's the dream here, and we'll have to see how it all goes down. If you know the tile names, you can be anything. Not Peter Monolux either. Everything. Very interesting. I definitely like a lot of the themes that people go with on the tiles. Oh, why am I probably just shouldn't have fought the adder. I mean, it worked out, so maybe I'm a genius. But definitely could have gone a heck of a lot worse here, especially when we don't have many potions to even qualify to use. So chances are, if I get lethally poisoned, I'm down and out for the count. But I guess such is just the way of the world, and we'll hopefully manage to not have too much of an issue. We do get our first ring, so that is always a huge moment. Oh, I didn't do any of the usual routine here though, folks. Let's finish off this buddy first. We did our skills, but we did not, of course, actually set up any of our auto pickup. Specifically, darts are probably the most useful in that list. And we, of course, also did not get the seed here. So let's take a brief moment here to once again navigate in. This is another one of those days that I 100% should have had this prepared, because I was super confident that we were going to be making it through our initial run of the day with Venus in good time. But hey, I've never been one for being especially well prepared. So with that in mind, let's jump into my morgue here, open up this bad boy, steal the seed, and last but not least, replace this bad boy on screen. Oops, that's not what I wanted. Let's try that again. But of course, just in case any of you lovely folks want to play along from at home, see how you fare in the same dungeon, always love to put that up. But Seer, you got your first win of the tournament earlier today, so your day's been going well. Nice, congrats. What kind of run were you playing for that? Have you gotten a lot of tournament play-in already for this brand new release tournament? I guess in the couple of days it's been around. And not too shabby. Always love seeing additional water on your Octo characters, because you can try and take advantage of that potentially. Especially deep water is even better. Nothing really to take note of so far here, but that's fine. You got a win with Merfolk Reaver Nemlex Choice combo. Nice, that's awesome. And right, I kind of forgot about Nemlex Choice. Nemlex Choice is actually usually my go-to for tournament runs. I really enjoy trying out some of the lesser explored combinations. And it's easy points too if you're trying to get a good personal score or a good team score going. That's always a good way to do it. Ring of Wizardry, huh? well, don't have use for it yet, but hopefully we can change that at some point soon. Plus win the game with Fated Altar God banner. Nice, that's the perfect chaos build there. Go with one of the pseudo randomly generated Nimlic's Choice combos, as well as almost dying immediately to these Sons of Guns. Whoopsie daisies. Let's try to take out / blind the iguana, then blind you, my friend. Jeez. Man, you are sticking to me no problem, even without the ability to see. I hate that. Oof, oof, oof. Nice, you actually love the Fated Altar buff? Yeah, that's actually, when I was asking about the features that people were most excited to have in main branch or like the most about Trunk, that's probably up there for me. I really enjoy Fated Altars, and adding in a bit more of a, tactical choice to the matter is a really great idea. Okay, let's just blind you again. Dang it, I should have kept walking. Oh, there goes poor old Octodad. Knew you well. Even had a scroll of acquirement on me. Oof, oof, oof. I mean, to be fair, knew it was going to be a rough one going in with Octopode Monk, but still was hoping for something fun. Do I go with Pound Tonga, potentially putting off the updating if things go reasonably well here today? I don't know, how are people feeling about that? Do we want to see the upgrade to the new release version as a definitive thing for next week, or potentially open-ended? It's not a big rush, because I don't have too much of opinion on these things. I'm just having a hell of a time regardless, so let me know if you do have any strong opinions. Otherwise, we'll either go with another Octopode, give it another shot here. Potentially Pound Tonga? What else? I mean, I'm always down for Demon Spawn. It is. Demon Spawn and Null are both very easy to convince me. Oh gosh, decisions. No Wanderer was a good idea. Again, don't have to convince me, don't have to tell me twice. Let's do it. New Armator is good too. Yeah, I'm excited to try them out. We'll almost definitely be doing so at some point in this series, even if to kind of unofficially re-up our species wins across the board. Or Ogre for a throw build, also very fun. So let's start with Null Wanderer, and then maybe a throw build, either Ogre or Troll. Go for a big rock throw build, because those are always a lot of fun. So last send off for Pound Tonga seems fun too. Yeah, we'll see how it goes here, but we'll jump in with Null Wanderer. And I feel like I've used up most of the names here. Nicholas, what's an N name? Oh, let's go Nadia. Perfect. And see how this goes. But in your run, the choice was Uskaya, TSO, or Hep. You got TSO and spammed Cleansing Flame to victory. Nice, that's a pretty solid altar in general. Uskaya, TSO, or Hep, all fantastic options. I mean, not at all biased by the fact that I just beat 2 of them as my first 2 gods in this polytheist series. Definitely no correlation there whatsoever. But let's see, our Null starts off with decent fighting, decent pole arms, and a bit of dodging, and that's it. Very, very interesting. But we'll, of course, do the usual routine, even more important on your Null characters, to be picking up just about everything the dungeon can throw your way. Let's get that Morgue file over as well, so we can grab out the game seed here real quick and replace that bad boy on screen, and let's see what we have in store for us here. Probably going to grab the first Fated Altar we see. I'm hoping that it's as early as possible here, but regardless, we'll be able to make things work. We, of course, are starting out very strong in regards to our polearm ability here, so we should be able to handle all the early dungeon, especially if I can just swap into a bit of heavier armor right away here. can't see us struggling too much. Like already at 0.6 attack delay with a reaching weapon. And spears being one of the better starter weapons that you can get in the early game also is wonderful there. Do I just stick with fighting? I kind of wish I had a Fated Altar before I hit 3. What skill did we get? Just fighting and polearms as 2 main skills at about 8.5 each, and then a bit of skill in dodging as well, 4.4. So fairly decent start for us here, but yeah, we'll dump into strength for now. Even if we get a magic god and we have to pivot, that's not the end of the world. Again, if we get a magic god and pivot, it's definitely not the end of the world now. Wonderful bookshop for us to peruse. Executioner's Axe, okay. I doubt we'll use it, but it's always fun to see. And I'll buy an ID scroll right off the bat. Turns out neither of our 3 stacks of scrolls were ID. Oh, dang. Oh, and I said I wanted Fated Altar, but Wujian is also right there for the taking. Let's hope that we get a Fated Altar this floor. I mean, we should. I don't know the definitive rules for Fated Altar summoning, but I know they generally show up early days. There we are. Speak of the devil. And let's see what we get here, shall we? Okay, McCleb definitely synergizes well with kind of a brute build here, so I think we will kind of go into this with continuing the strength approach. And I'll probably buy teleport to get a free ID there, then maybe save the rest of our money. I can afford another ID, so I can do that too. But seeing enchant and brand weapon scroll in the shop, definitely good options to come back to later. Not too shabby. That's a new one for you. You don't think I've used it in the Great Players series, which is that McCleb for a god? You know, I probably didn't. Back in the day, I used to play McCleb all the time, especially since they were super strong back then. Oh, dagger speed. It's almost a shame we didn't get another Sky run going. How about that? Oh, Berserk Ajib. You know what? We're gonna dance to the music here. Berserk on Berserk action, and we do come out on top here. In fact, slow is not a big deal against a rat. Not the smartest play there, but definitely fun. But yeah, nice. Okay, I'm excited to potentially get to show them off a bit. We of course can't lean quite as heavily into them since we are null here, so we're just gonna have to wait until we naturally get enough invocation skill to use all of their abilities. But definitely is a pretty solid choice here. We'll be able to use the minor destructive something or another fairly early on, and that gives us a nice ranged option other than throwing on a melee character. Bit of elemental damage and all that good stuff. And then on top of that, once we're able to summon in demonic help, I mean, I have put a lot of what's the word I'm looking for? A lot of confidence into most deities that give you some kind of summoning ability, because they're all super strong. I mean, Trog, basically Brother in Arms, can carry you through a 3-rune game, at least until later on in it. And then TSO, of course, you're summoning angels for the entirety of a 15-rune run and feeling pretty dang good about it. So in a similar way, getting strong demons with McCleb is a pretty powerful tool in our box here. A bunch of poison enemies and Grinder ready to paralyze us? Nope. I also didn't realize that on top of having wonderful weapon skills right off the bat here, I didn't even notice that we're wielding a +3 spear, so that's fantastic. You could be a problem though. 15 cold damage is a little more than I would like to be dealing with here. I mean, I can probably take you. Things start to go poorly though. Not sure what our best recourse is. Fortunately, we don't have to live in such a world because we do manage to take them out. And I'd like to swap into this ring mail. And in fact, if we do a quick check for armor. Okay, plenty of heavier armor that I just completely ignored and did not notice whatsoever. Chainmail is an encumbrance rating of 15. So that shouldn't be too bad for us here. Make sure this is not grinder stairwell. Beautiful. And there we go. We already have heal wounds identified, so we must have seen someone chug it. Not 100% sure there. But being up to 9 AC is definitely not too shabby here. And let's start burning through our ID scrolls. Oh wow. Our high stacks of scrolls here. Blinking in fear. That's wonderful. Oh, and acquirement. What the heck is going on here, folks? Yeah, let's do it. Bardiche of Venom. Interesting. I mean, I don't think I'll take Book of the Moon. I guess Passage of Galubria is something that works for us. Jib or Grinder? I'm not too sure, because we didn't injure Grinder enough for them to want to heal. And then Ajib went berserk, like, immediately into the fight, right? Or did Ajib just have all the potions in the world, and they were having a field day on the consumables, maybe? I mean, I'm probably gonna get Passage of Galubria naturally, so I don't think it's worth using up our scroll here. The Bardiche is kind of interesting. I normally don't go with the heavy two-handed pole arms here. Could temporarily do so, take advantage of how quickly our skill is rising. I mean, or how high it was to start off. Attack delay of 1.5 though is terrible. So I think I just take the gold. A little anticlimactic for a exceptionally early scroll of acquirement. But that is not the end of the world here. I also should be careful, because I can't take Grinder. And speak of the devil once again here. I need to stop manifesting things into existence with my own words. Oh, just started raining. Well, that's wonderful. We were supposed to have rain like all weekend here in Calgary, and oh boy howdy do we need it. The wildfire season starting here in Alberta is just hitting ridiculous stages already, and we're so early on, so we're in desperate need of rain. So I love to hear that. I'm hoping that will help out a little bit with the kind of central Alberta wildfire situation that we're currently in. Thank you, Quaslal. Yeah, you son of a gun, how dare you send fire and brimstone down upon us. Oh geez. Okay, every corner I turn, it's just another grinder. Not a great option what I just did there, by the way. Do not go down unexplored stairwells while retreating from scary enemies. That's DCSS 101, but I guess it's different when you're a god gamer like us. It's better to be lucky than good. We've always said this. It's funny because I took the thank you Quaslal as sarcastic, but I just now realized that it could also be thank you Quaslal for the rain, so turns out I'm just an ignorant son of a gun. Should have a bit more faith here, but you know, yeah, I thought that I might be letting that one just fly over my head. What else is new?